Hey everyone, I'm glad you decided to watch my video. My name is Miriam from language studio Euphema, and today we're gonna learn together how to make passive in the English language. The video is in English, but if you're Slovak, for example, as I am, and maybe you do not trust your English, don't worry, because I also put there Slovak translations of those English sentence examples so that you'll be able to compare and see for yourselves that the English passive is not that different from the Slovak passive. Actually, they are pretty much the same because we do use passive in the Slovak language as well. So in the first part of the video, we are going to contrast active and passive sentences. Then I'll show you how to make the passive sentence, okay, in English. And after that, I'll also show you how passive works in different tenses in English, not just present simple, but also past simple, future, present perfect, present continuous, and so on. So stay put and let's get started. Okay, so here we are, active versus passive. For starters, I'm just gonna say that in Slovak, this active voice is činný slovesný rod. So the sentence in this active voice would be, for example, I do something. Okay, I do something like I buy bread. Passive voice is trpný slovesný rod, and that means that you have to start with something. So something is done by me. Pretty much the same in Slovak, okay? Now, to contrast a little bit more, as I promised, I also put there this Slovak translations of the English sentence examples. So this active sentence says, people buy cars, right? Now, how to put it into passive? Cars are bought. As you can see, now in passive, it's not important who does something, but what is done. Cars are bought. We don't know by who, but they are bought. That's important. Now, how to make this passive structure? Every time, you can be sure that you will need some kind of form of the verb be. And after this verb be, you'll have to use past participle of a verb. Now, this past participle, it sounds a little complicated and difficult, but it's not. I'll explain what it is. Past participle is the third form of an irregular verb. And I'm sure all of you know this. It's this long list of irregular verbs. And for passive, this is important, past participle of a irregular verb. If the verb, however, is regular, you will only need ed to add to the verb. So for example, in Slovak, we would say sú kupované. In English, you'll say they are bought. Kupované, bought. So this last form of this irregular verb, okay? Bought. Another example, je postavený. It is built. Not build, but built. This form. Je zlomená. For example, it is broken. Broken is this past participle of break. So zlomená, broken. And I also put there one example of a regular verb, which is watch. So je sledovaný. For example, he is watched. Ed. Fine. Next question is when to use the passive. Well, we use the passive when it's not known, not said, or not important who does an action, right? For example, Emma's car was stolen last week. That means that somebody stole her car last week, but we do not know who. The important fact is that her car was stolen. If you want to say who did it, you can still use passive, but you have to use this preposition by. By who was it done, right? For example, you can see this active sentence here. Steven Spielberg directed Jurassic Park. Now let's put it into passive. Jurassic Park was directed by Steven Spielberg. So we used passive, apparently, because we started with what? Jurassic Park, the movie, was directed. So we used the past form of the verb be, which is was in the third person. Directed, so this is this past participle of the verb direct, which is regular, so we only needed ed to add the suffix. And by whom, so by Steven Spielberg. Now, the second part of the video, as I said, is going to be about passive in different tenses. Okay, so first off, present simple for repeated actions. So for present simple, passive, we'll need this form of the verb be, which is am or are or is, depending on a person, plus the past participle of a verb. Okay, first active sentence to practice is somebody cuts grass every week. This is active. Now, passive, I also put there the Slovak translation so that you can practice on your own. So we have to start with grass. Now try to make this passive sentence. Go. Let's see if you're right. So grass is cut every week. Were you right? I hope so. Of course, you had to use this is, as I said before, because grass is the third person. So grass is plus past participle. Grass is cut. This is an irregular verb, so it is cut, cut, cut. Grass is cut every week. Great. Now another example, active. People speak English there. Passive. Now you have to start with English. So try to make the passive sentence now. And let's check. English is spoken there. All right, so again, this is, which is the third person of be in the present simple, plus spoken, irregular verb, again, past participle, speak, spoke, spoken. So English is spoken there. Finally, this sentence, active. They don't do homework regularly. And in passive, it would sound like this in Slovak. And in English, you start with homework. Watch out, because homework is uncountable in English. In Slovak, we say plural, domáce úlohy. In English, it's just homework. There is no homeworks. It doesn't exist. Just homework, singular. So the passive sentence is, homework isn't done regularly. Here we have to put negative, not is, but isn't, because also in the active sentence we used negative don't. They don't do homework regularly. So homework isn't done regularly. Done is the past participle of the verb do, irregular. Do, did, done. Excellent. Now let's move on to present continuous for current actions. For present continuous passive, you're gonna have to use not only am or are or is, but also this word being. This is new, plus past participle. Why being? Well, because it's present continuous, we're talking about an action that is happening right now. You need to put there this ing form. Okay? So am or is plus being plus past participle. I have to say that in Slovak, we do not differentiate between this passive present simple and passive present continuous. We say the same thing. So that's why sometimes this is kind of problematic for Slovak learners of English. But just for help, I put there this word práve that signalizes that the action is being done right now. Let's see. They're building a new shopping mall. Now in passive, try to translate this using this formula. So you start with a new shopping mall. Try it. Let's check. A new shopping mall is being built. So is, because it's the third person, plus being, right? Because it's right now, these days, or weeks and months, we could say. It's not a short-term activity. And built as the past participle of the verb build. So a new shopping mall is being built. Another active sentence. Someone is watering the flowers. We don't know who. It's not important. But you can see that there is ing. Someone is watering the flowers. So we need to use present continuous passive as well. So try to make the sentence. The flowers. Let's see. The flowers are being watered. Now we have flowers. This is plural. So not is, but are. Flowers are. Plus being, again, because it's at the moment or these days, again. And watered, which is the past participle of the verb water. This verb is regular, so you just needed to put there ed. And last example, we are collecting the data. We are collecting the data, maybe at the moment, because there is this ing form of the verb. Passive, start with the data. Go on. Let's see. The data are being collected. The data is actually a plural or a singular noun. You can choose. Both will be correct. I chose plural. So the data are plus being plus the past participle of the verb collect. Again, collect is regular, so we only needed ed. The data are being collected. Excellent. Okay, you're doing well. Let's continue with past simple for completed past actions when we know when they happened. Well, for past simple passive, we'll need was or were, which are basically the past simple forms of the verb be, okay, was or were, plus past participle. Pretty simple, right? That's why it's called past simple. The first example here, someone hit me at the party. I don't know who, it's not important. That's why I'm gonna use passive. So I'm going to start with I. What happened to me? I try to make a passive sentence. Let's see. I was hit at the party. I was hit at the party by somebody, by I don't know who. So was, because it's the first person, singular, I was, and hit is the past participle of the verb hit. It's an irregular verb, so it's hit, hit, hit. All the same. Another example, someone stole my wallet yesterday. Again, I don't know who. It was some kind of pickpocket, I guess. So let's use passive. And you have to start with my wallet, of course. Go on. make the sentence. Let's see. My wallet was stolen yesterday. So again, it's the third person of the verb be in the past simple. So my wallet was stolen, which is the past participle of the verb steal. Again, irregular. It's steal, stole, stolen. My wallet was stolen yesterday. Pretty much the same as the Slovak sentence, right? And finally, they shut down the company. Somebody, they. Again, we don't know who, and it's not important. The action is important. So in passive, the company, say the sentence, go, and check. The company was shut down. So third person was, and the past participle of the verb shut down. Irregular, so shut, shut, shut. Good. Next tense is present perfect simple for completed actions when we don't specify when they happened. As with every perfect tense, we have to remember to use this have or has. Okay, you can be sure that whenever you see perfect tense, perfect simple, perfect continuous, present perfect, future perfect, there always has to be have or has, right? So in passive, we have to use not only have or has, but also been. So have been plus past participle. Let's try it. Someone has paid the bill. We don't know who, but we're pretty happy about it, right? When it happens, someone has paid the bill. In passive, the bill, try to make the sentence according to this formula. Go. Well, let's check. The bill has been paid. The bill has been paid. Has, because it's a third person. Been plus past participle of the verb pay. Next example. We have finished the project. Now I want to make a passive sentence out of this, so I have to start with what? With the project. Try to make it. So the project has been finished. Again, there is the third person, so has plus been plus past participle of the verb finish. Regular verb, so only ed is necessary. And last, they have delivered the goods. We don't know who, so passive is superb now. The goods, let's see. The goods have been delivered. Have, because goods are plural. And again, been plus past participle of the verb deliver, which is regular, so only ed. And last is the future simple for predictions. And the name is simple again, so you could have guessed that it will be simple. It really is, compared to present perfect, for example. Here you only need will, be, plus past participle. Let's try it out. So, will people remember the war? Now let's step it up. It's a question, so we are gonna need to change the word order. Passive will look like this in Slovak, and in English, we're gonna have to start with will the war, what? Translate. Will the war be remembered? So we started with will, this will here, okay? It is a question, so we need to start with this auxiliary will. Will the war be remembered? Be is this be, and remembered is the past participle of the verb remember. It's regular, so only ed is necessary. And the answer could be yes, the war will be remembered. Another example, the crisis won't affect our business. Passive, our business, try to make the passive sentence. Our business won't be affected by the crisis. So, won't is the negative of will. Negative because also the active sentence was negative. Yes, won't. So, our business won't be plus past participle of the verb effect. Effect is regular, so again, just ed. And as we learned before, if you want to specify by who or by what, you can also add this information, but you need to use this preposition by. So our business won't be affected by the crisis. Finally, someone will discover a new land one day. Passive, a new land. Make the passive sentence. A new land will be discovered one day. It's a prediction, so will plus be plus past participle of the verb discover, again, regular, so only ed. So we've made it. You did an excellent job. Congratulations. I know it's been quite a lot for one time, for one day to cover all the passives, but don't worry because you can get back to it whenever you want. It's right there on our website or our Euphema YouTube channel. So we'll be just happy if you visit us, if you subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.